Hello, this is Aaron Main of SG Gaming Info, and welcome to my latest Let's Talk video. In today's video, I'll be talking about 4 anime that could potentially have great games. So when I'm not playing video games, I like to relax by watching some anime, and during my viewing, I am often struck with the thought of if X anime became a video game, what genre would that game be, and what would it involve? So in no particular order, here are 4 anime that could potentially have great games. So the first game on this list is Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star is a space opera that was first aired on Cartoon Network in 2001. The overall plot of Outlaw Star involved protagonist Gene Starwind and his crew of the experimental ship the Outlaw Star in search of the legendary outer space treasure trove called the Galactic Ley Line. During Gene's quest to find the treasure, he is chased by the Space Forces, pirates, bounty hunters, Tau priests, and the Catarl, a cat-like alien species. The show also includes fantastical elements which include Gene's caster gun, which can fire anything from shells that create miniature black holes to standard explosive rounds. The Outlaw Star itself is an interesting ship, as the experimental vessel contains grappler arms for combat. Grappler arms are essentially 2 arms that come out of the sides of the ship. The arms can wield guns and melee weapons. So, what type of game could Outlaw Star become? Well, for me, the most logical is a sci-fi RPG on the scale of the Mass Effect series. The Outlaw Star and other media related to the show created a lived-in universe, and as such it would be relatively easy to transfer into a large-scale RPG. In terms of story, the game could focus on the quest to find the Galactic Ley Line, with players having to explore the galaxy for clues, take part in side quests, and simply explore planets they land on. The combat could potentially be a mixture of ground and space combat, with ground combat taking on the form of a cover-based shooter, with the players being able to use both normal weapons alongside Gene's caster gun. The caster gun wouldn't be something you would use all the time due to the scarcity of caster shells. As for space combat, the focus would be grappler combat, with combat performed in a turn-based environment. After all, I feel this would allow for a strong emphasis on strategy, and it would make for a nice turn of pace from the action-focused ground combat. So the next game on this list is No Game No Life. First released as a light novel in 2012 and later receiving an anime adaptation in 2014, No Game No Life follows Sora and his younger stepsister Shiro, 2 undefeated gamers who go under the name of Blank. One day they are challenged by the god of games to a game of chess. After defeating the god, who calls himself Tet, the siblings are transported to the world of Discord. In Discord, all conflicts are resolved with a game. This game-focused society, which is made up of 16 species, intrigues the siblings, and so they set themselves the goal of defeating all 16 species and usurping the god of games. So well, I think the most obvious game based on No Game No Life would be a puzzle game. The puzzles would include your standard X's and O's, chess, word chain, and Sudoku. As you get further into the game, the puzzles would become more difficult, and so to alleviate the difficulty, help points could be earned by successfully completing a game without hints or retries. In regards to story, it could involve the characters from the light novel and anime. The overall plot of the game would involve defeating all 16 species and challenging the god of games to a game of chess. To defeat a species, you would need to defeat lower ranked members of the species before being allowed to challenge the leader of the species. Defeating the leader would see you receive their chest piece. Next on the list we have Strike the Blood. First released as a light novel in 2011 and later receiving an anime adaptation in 2013, Strike the Blood follows Kojo Akatsuki, a seemingly normal high school student who in reality is the 4th progenitor, a powerful vampire that could potentially disrupt the balance of power among the ruling 3 progenitors. Kojo's power attracts numerous people to his side, including Himeragi, a 14-year-old middle school sword shaman from the Lion King organization, who was ordered to observe Kojo. The interesting thing about the world of Strike the Blood is that various mythological creatures are actually real. Some creatures include vampires, werebeasts, and witches. Interactions with the various mythological creatures take place in the Demon District in Intogami City, a man-made island off the coast of Japan. So what would be a good game genre for Strike the Blood? Personally, a turn-based strategy game similar to the Age of Empires or Civilization series would work best. The game could involve the players attempting to grow the domain of the fourth progenitor while competing with the other three progenitors. I think this idea is best as the source material does suggest that this is something that many organizations fear Kojo might eventually do. Really, there's very little I could say about the idea, as it is kind of self-explanatory. Although, to make the game feel like Strike the Blood, you could potentially hire rogue factions to attack others, or use the progenitor's familiars to alter conflicts in your favour. There's a lot of ideas that could come out of this, but I think going through all of them would turn this article into an essay. So here's the final anime on this list. Wizard Barristers. First released as an anime in 2014, Wizard Barristers follows Cecil Sudo as she takes her first step in becoming a barrister in the Court of Magic. The show is about a world where magic exists, but in order to protect society, wizards who use magic illegally are tried according to magical law via magic prohibition law in special courts defended by wizard barristers via the Court of Magic. The show puts a strong emphasis on the divide between wizards, known as woods, and ordinary humans. In many ways, the show has an apartheid undertone, with many woods being considered guilty before any form of trial due to them possessing magic. Woods are also looked down upon as a nuisance to society as magic disrupts people's livelihood. So what would be a good game genre for Wizard Barristers? Personally, I would say a visual novel adventure game similar to that of the Phoenix Wright series. I say it would be similar to the Phoenix Wright series as the game would have a strong emphasis on courtroom battles, but in the Wizard Barristers game you would have to contend with anti-wizard sentiment while attempting to gather information for your case. The ability to use magic would also feature in the game, with players unlocking more and more powerful spells over time. Spells could reach as high as slowing down or temporarily stopping time in an effort to complete time-sensitive objectives. Although there would be a downside to overusing magic to solve cases. For example, if you were caught by members of the public performing magic, you could receive a fine. But similar to GTA's wanted level system, if you are caught multiple times in quick succession, you will receive stricter punishments, with the maximum punishment being losing your license, which could mean a game over. So what did you think of my 4 ideas? If you have any ideas yourself for a game based on an anime or light novel, I would be happy to read them. Thank you for watching. Please like, favorite and subscribe. For more gaming information, please visit sggaminginfo.com, and don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/sggaminginfo, and of course follow us on Twitter at sggaminginfo.